great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.
Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. Today is April 6th, 2026, and this is episode 1028 of the Immigration Answer Show. How is everybody doing? How's everybody's weekend? We're going to dive right in and get to all of your questions, try to answer as many of them as we can. But before we do, we're going to do our news of the day, our immigration news of the day. So let me get to that. All right. We're starting today with our immigration news segment. 3 major stories making headlines right now that every immigrant, every family, and every advocate needs to know about. Let's get into it. So our first story comes from the American Immigration Council, and it raises serious questions about privacy, technology, and who is actually hunting immigrants in America. Believe it or not, bounty hunters are being used to find immigrants in the United States. The federal government has quietly built what can only be described as a private bounty hunter system powered by artificial intelligence. It sounds like something out of Philip K. Dick or Stephen King, to track down immigrants across the country. Here's how it works. Each month, ICE hands over tens of thousands of names to private contractors. Contractors may receive up to 50,000 names per month, with the program potentially targeting more than 1 million people. Those contractors then use data tools, online research, and artificial intelligence to locate those individuals. This is called skip tracing. ICE has already hired at least 10 contractors to carry out this program. They include companies with ties to the spy agencies and the military, private investigators, and at least one of the big private prison giants. The largest potential payout, over $365 million, could go to Capgemini Government Solutions and Buy Incorporated, a subsidiary of the Geo Group, which is the for-profit prison company. They can earn up to $120 million by 2027. Profiting from both hunting immigrants and then imprisoning them. Perhaps most alarming is a company called AI Solutions 87. Their artificial intelligence agents are designed to rapidly locate persons of interest and map their entire network, their friends, their family, their associates. It's not a database search. This is autonomous software running around the clock, tracking human beings and everyone they know. Critics have warned that paying contractors more for faster results risks compromising due process, accuracy, and the ethics of how information is gathered. If you believe you are on ICE's radar, this is something that you need to be thinking about. Our second story comes from the New York Times, reported just this week, and it goes to the heart of one of the most fundamental rights a person has in this country, the right to be safe in your own home. A major federal lawsuit has been filed challenging a secret and unconstitutional policy by the Department of Homeland Security. For decades, ICE agents have been trained that a judicial warrant, one signed by a judge, is required before they can force entry into a private home. That is what the Fourth Amendment requires and what it's always required. But the Trump administration quietly tried to change that. A memo issued by ICE Acting Director Todd Lyons, which we've talked about on the show before, authorized agents to enter private residences even by force using only an internal administrative warrant, not a judicial warrant, not one that a federal judge who's appointed for life had signed off on. An administrative warrant is simply signed by an ICE supervisor. The consequences for families, of course, have been devastating. The lawsuit describes agents with guns drawn and masks on. We saw this in Chicago. We saw this in Minneapolis, leaving children hiding in closets, detaining U.S. citizens, marching people in their pajamas out into the street in sub-zero temperatures. By the Department of Homeland Security's own estimates, more than 1.5 million people could be subject to these forced entries. And this policy, of course, does not only threaten immigrants, it threatens immigrants and those who live with them, U.S. citizen children, spouses, parents, neighbors. This lawsuit was filed by Protect Democracy, the ACLU of Minnesota, and the ACLU of DC, the District of Columbia, asked a federal judge to invalidate this policy entirely. So we will be watching this case very closely, and we applaud those who brought the lawsuit. And our third story tonight comes from National Public Radio. It's a significant legal victory, one that directly affects nearly 900,000 people. A federal judge in Boston ruled this week, not in our case, that the Trump administration violated the law when it ended the immigration status of nearly 900,000 migrants who came to the United States through President Biden's CBP-1 program. CBP-1 was a program that allowed migrants waiting in Mexico to schedule an appointment at a U.S. port of entry. After being vetted, they were lawfully admitted into the country while their asylum cases were heard in immigration court. These are not people who came illegally. They followed the process that was in place at the time. They waited, they registered, they were inspected. Of course, the Trump administration canceled CBP-1 last year and sent emails to those migrants telling them their status had been revoked and directing them to leave the country. But U.S. District Court Judge Allison Burroughs in Boston said, not so fast. The judge ruled that when the administration terminated these paroles without following the process required by statute and by their own regulations, that they took action that was, quote, not in accordance with the law. Tuesday's ruling reinstates the immigration status of those who came via CBP-1 and whose status was terminated. This means nearly 900,000 immigrants could now be temporarily protected from deportation. This ruling applies to all migrants who use the CBP-1 app from May 16th, 2023 through January 19th, 2025. So if you or someone you know came through that app, this ruling may help them or you out. That is the news for today, Monday, April 6th, 2028. All right, let's get to it. The waiting room is full. Ms. Hooley is here, and she has stacked our waiting room with people ready to ask me questions. Please try to keep it tight. Please try to keep it concise. And we're going to start today with Worth the Squeeze. Hello.
Hello, Jim. Thank you for allowing me to go first. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out if the juice is worth the squeeze. So my daughter, 17-year-old daughter, she was born outside the U.S. and she has the CRBA. So basically, does she need the N600? I was listening to your show last week, and it made me think that because there was another case where something similar was going on. So I guess, do you think I should? It's worth it for me to get the N600 for her?
I've said for at least the last 10 years that people who either naturalized through their parents or have only been deemed to be a citizen by the State Department and not by USCIS, that they spend the money to do an N600. And that's never been more true than it is right now. So I definitely think the juice is worth the squeeze. Obviously, it's over $1,000 now, but for two reasons, I would vote for this. Number one,
well, let me just stop you. So I'm the U.S. citizen, and
right.
So she was, and the mom was a citizen of another country.
Oh, I get it, but your daughter, the 17-year-old, is a U.S. citizen, right?
Yes.
But the only federal agency to ever declare her to be a U.S. citizen is the State Department and not USCIS, right?
Yes.
So I believe it's worth the $1,100 or whatever it is to go through it because, number one, they're crazy right now, and having proof of that you're a U.S. citizen has never been more important than it is right now in 2026. And number two, if she ever wants to sponsor someone for an immigration benefit down the line, and there's a question as to whether or not she's a citizen, it's better to clean that all up now than 2 years from now or 20 years from now or 10 years from now if she gets married or something and wants to sponsor somebody.
Okay. Well, you answered my question. Thanks
Awesome.
a bunch.
Thanks for the call. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you. You too, sir. Bye-bye.
See, he was listening and wanted to know for sure from his own situation. I-485 denial concern. Hello.
Hey Jim, how's it going?
Great. How are you?
Good. So yeah, I was on the show last week. Me and my employer were going over my work history, and we found like unauthorized dates where I worked with a pending AAD on SSR. And yeah, the lawyer and I were talking, like trying to come up with strategies to like come up with, and he suggested an automatic visa revalidation where you leave the country with an expired F1 to like Canada and Mexico and like enter back, and that like technically resets the violation. I just wanted to get like an opinion on it.
Did you say an unexpired visa?
With an expired visa.
So you'd have to get a stamp.
Uh, that that's what he said. Like for if you leave on OPT while having an expired F1 visa, you can come back as long as you go to Canada or Mexico.
That's news to me, brother.
Okay.
Not to say it's not true, but
Yeah.
my understanding is if you have an expired visa and you leave
Hmm.
the United States, you're not getting back into the United States until you get a new visa, even if you're on OPT.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. He said it's something called automatic visa revalidation, but okay. And the other strategy that we came up with was consular processing. So like if I leave the country and try to apply from my home country, like my country under the ban currently, like the 75 countries ban,
Yeah.
um, if that gets lifted up, like hopefully, like would the process be harder because of the work authorization that I did with like the unauthorized work?
Yes, and I think that's a really,
Mhm.
really big if
Mhm.
that ban might be in place until January of 2029.
I see. Okay. Even then, it's gonna affect the like the process, the like the fact that I did unauthorized work, even if it's like consular processing.
Of course,
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate you.
you got it. Yep. All right, all right. Mr. Cool is in the house. Hello.
Hey, Mr. Jim, how you doing?
I'm great, Mr. Cool. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you for all you do, sir.
What's up?
Yes, sir. Mr. Jim, I have a concern about my N400.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
I got my 10 years green card since 2022,
Okay.
and I applied last year on 3 years rule.
Okay. So, okay, good.
So, and I'm among those 75 countries that I'm from Nigeria.
Okay.
So last month, me and my US citizen got into argument. My wife, my spouse. So she was smoking in the house, and I said, "Hey, you stopped smoking all these days, and you started smoking again. Let me open the door so that the smoke can go out because I don't smoke, I don't drink." So and she started arguing with me, and I kept quiet. All I do is I call her grandma. I say, "Hey, grandma, this is what she's doing again." And in the night, grandma tried to call her and say, "Hey, be patient with your husband, this and that." And the next thing she did, she hold her phone to hit me on the face. And I got big injury on my face. So, and I called 911. 911 arrived and they said, "This is domestic violence." And she got arrested. And they gave me police case report. And the lady and the guy officers that came, they said the next thing what I got to do is to get a divorce. And why my N400 is still impending with USCIS since last year. So I just need your advice. And currently my lawyer that I hire, they don't respond to email, they don't respond to phone call, they don't do nothing, you know. So I don't know what to do. I just said, let me talk to you first.
Well, I have sort of an unofficial rule that you should really only apply for citizenship under the 3-year rule if everything with the marriage is good.
Yeah, everything is good. That's why I applied.
Right, but now it's not, right?
Yeah. Right now, we don't. The police told her to not come here and live with me no more because I got big injury on the face.
So how long ago did this happen?
Last month, March.
Last month?
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, I'm glad that you got. Do you have a protection order or no?
Oh, they just gave me a police report.
Okay. So the problem is that USCIS has heard the story of the battered Nigerian man many, 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 many times, probably more than it has for any other country. So they're going to be very suspicious of your case. So I would give serious thought to withdrawing the N400, seeing how the marriage shakes out, and then reapplying at the 5-year mark, which would be next year.
Okay.
I don't think you want to proceed to interview on a 3-year N400, because the rule on the 3-year N400 is you have to be married all the way up until the day that they naturalize you, and if they get a whiff that there's problems in the marriage, then they're just going to sit on it and see if you guys get divorced. So I would just I'm not saying 100%, but probably 95%. I would withdraw that N400 and try to reapply. Try to reapply next year when you can under the 5-year rule.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Mr. John.
Have a good call or a good day. See ya. Yep. All right. We got prosecutorial discretion. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, thank you for taking my call. My friend, she had a prosecutorial prosecutorial discretion administration letter. And what happened in 2014, she was driving in Buffalo, New York with some friends, and some of the friends take trash on the car, took it outside, and then the police stopped them and checked their immigration papers, saying they didn't have them, and they put it in jail. And because she didn't have any money, and somebody helped her there, and she got this letter, prosecutorial discretion through administration. Doesn't have any date or of expiration, but now 12 years later, her son turned 22 years old and she wants to become a green card holder. Can be possible.
How did she enter the United States?
She entered in 2000 and just crossed the border.
So yes, in theory, she can become a green card holder, but she has a lot of issues. The biggest one being that she entered without inspection, and right now they're taking people who entered without inspection into custody and making them sit there. So as of right now, the son hasn't filed anything for her.
Nothing, because they are just looking for an advice and trying to see if even it's possible, because
Yeah,
they
so
didn't know.
I think if she were to apply, and they would schedule her and her son for an interview, and then at the interview they'd probably take her into custody, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
So she might be able to get her green card, but she'd probably be sitting in jail for a good long while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And she needs to apply for the I-130?
That's how you would start the process, but I'm not telling her to do. I'm not saying she should do that. I'm saying if she does that, she's probably going to get detained.
Okay, and what do you recommend? Just to don't do anything now, just wait, or because she's afraid that this prosecutorial discretion letter become active somehow, and she get
Are you talking about prosecutorial discretion from DHS or from the traffic thing?
from the court. Well, when she was in the car with the friends, the police stopped them and took them to jail, and she was in jail because of this reason, and also because she didn't have any immigration papers, and they took her to immigration court, and the prosecutor discretion letter is from the immigration court.
So then the question is, could they turn the lights back on and start trying to deport her again? That's what she's worried about.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a trick bag. It's hard to say what she should do, because they might come get her tomorrow, based on, and start proceedings against her again. Don't tell me what city, but what state does she live in?
Utah right now.
Utah? Yeah.
And this is from New York when that happened.
Sure. I think so. Okay. So that rate. Okay. So I would assume she hasn't been updating her address when she moves, right?
And no, nothing. She just have the letter, and it's been 12 years now, but she keeps driving and living and working and just kind of.
I think it's a close call, and I think there's arguments on both sides. There's an argument that right now she's not on their radar, and maybe she should just lay low. On the other hand, the only way she's going to get to stay is through her son. But if she applies through her son, she's probably going to get put back into removal proceedings and probably detained. So I think all things being equal, without them knowing about it right now, I think what I would do is I would have an I-130 petition ready to go if she gets picked up. But she has other problem, and that is that she entered without inspection, so she doesn't have a valid entry. So I think a judge would probably go ahead and deport her even with the I-130.
Even with the 130, and
yeah.
And not even if she asked for the termination or for this prosecutorial discretion letter to don't be.
Yeah, but what year did she get that prosecutorial discretion letter?
2014.
And 2014. Okay, so who was president in 2014?
I think it was Obama.
That's right. And who's president now?
Trump, yeah.
Yeah, so that's not going to happen twice. I think I would lay low.
Okay, lay low and just wait for the administration to change and hoping for the best.
I think that's all you can do.
Okay, and just in case she gets picked up somehow, is when she should apply. Her son apply for the 130. I-130.
Yeah, because if she files it, let's say she files it tomorrow, or her son files it tomorrow. 4 or 5 months from now, they're going to schedule the son and her to go into an interview, and I think there's an 80-90% chance that they take her into custody at that interview because they just have to go upstairs and get her.
Okay. And do you recommend to try to do something with this prosecutorial discretion letter? Maybe write a letter to the court and say, "Can you please terminate this?" Or maybe it's a bad idea.
That's what I'm saying. Under Trump, there's no way in hell they're going to terminate proceedings. Nope.
No, not even, because this is kind of inactive. It's been 12 years and nothing has happened.
So sending them that letter that you propose would just be reminding them that she's here. Oh, yeah, we forgot about her. Let's go get her.
Okay, perfect. Well, I will let her know that just stay put and lay low and don't do anything that can damage. And perfect. Okay, thank you so much.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's go to DR. Hello, DR.
Hey, can you hear me, Jim?
Can indeed. How are you?
Perfect. Yeah, I just had a quick question for you, man. This is not necessarily applying to me, but my older brother, he filed through what's it called? Marriage, I guess, spouse, and his wife is a American citizen. He filed the first time and got his green card, and then it was within like a year or 2 years. It was less than a year he got his green card, but I thought it was kind of weird. They scheduled him for biometrics because he has to do the removal of conditions. And I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, aren't they supposed to reuse biometrics if it's within like 2 years?
That's old news. They're making everybody come into fingerprint.
Oh, okay. So I guess he has nothing to worry about. Really, it's just like the new thing.
If you're talking about a 751, he hasn't gotten any criminal trouble, then biometrics is just part of the game now.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. Okay. Yeah, and I guess we have no updates for like the banned countries because I'm becoming eligible for N500 this year.
N400?
N400, yeah.
No news right now.
All right, sounds good. All right, that's all I need. Thanks, Nugent.
IDR, thanks. All right, let's go to Big J. Hello, Big J.
Hey Jim, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I just have a couple questions for you. I filed for adjustment of status in January 2026, and I have my interview coming up this week. Actually,
Okay.
do you know anything about the Cleveland office? Is there anything you know, like how the officers, or anything like that?
I haven't heard bad things about it.
Okay. And my spouse and I don't live together fully yet. Is there any like uh are there any concerns or
Yeah, lots of concerns. So, are you the U.S. citizen or are you the foreign national?
I'm a foreign national.
When did you come to the United States?
2024 December.
What kind of a visa did you have?
F1.
And are you still in valid F1 status?
Yeah, still in status.
That's good. So, whenever a couple lives apart, there's always three questions. One, is there a legit reason that the couple can't live together? Two, do they spend as much time as humanly possible together, even though they live in different cities? And three, what is the long-term plan?
Okay, so I feel like I have solid answers on all of them. So,
Let's
but I'm
hear it.
not. So the first one was what? Reasons.
Yep.
So I'm still in school, and we had leases prior to meeting, and we decided that we're gonna honor the lease obligations, and so that's why we don't live fully together yet.
How far away from each other are you?
Like an hour and 30 minutes.
Okay, and then so let's go. Let's go to an hour and 30 minutes. Okay, let's go to number two.
What was the second one again? Sorry.
Yeah, when do you go? How often do you see each other?
Oh, every weekend. We see each other every weekend.
Is she also a student?
No,
What does she do?
she's a medical scribe.
And is that a job that she works at from home?
No, she goes in to the office every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And then why can't you two live 45 minutes from both of your places?
Well, because before we met, she already had a job, and I was already in school, and so we didn't want to break the lease before the lease was actually up. But then we've taken steps to get her on my lease, and her lease actually be expiring in like August, and so she'd be moving here with me.
So that gets to the third one, which is the plan
Yep.
for being together. Okay.
Yep.
How long did you know each other before you got married?
About 6 months.
How did you meet?
Online, social media.
So then the question is, if you weren't even going to be living together, why the rush to get married?
Well, we decided. Well, we knew that we wanted to build a life together. Build a future together, and also we knew about the whole immigration process. We knew it was a lengthy process, and so we wanted to get our case on file, uh, and have it at least in processing. Yeah.
Okay. So what is your question for me?
I was just asking about the not living together thing. Like,
Yeah.
was it really like a?
I think that they're probably going to separate you. They'll probably be a little suspicious, and 6 months is relatively fast. So I think that they will give you a little bit of a hard time about this.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. But Cleveland office is not necessarily like a crazy office. Nothing crazy goes on over there,
Nothing
right?
I've heard. Mm-mm.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Thanks, AJ. See you. Good luck. Let us know how it goes. Okay.
We'll do. We'll do.
Later. Let's go to M. Hello, M.
Hi, Mr. Jim. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you so much for bringing me up. I have a question about beside of my husband.
Okay.
Yeah, I applied for him in 2023 I-730. The good news, it was approved, and the thing is, he been in the interview in Stockholm, Sweden,
Uh-huh.
and they get him in 221G administrative processing.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, and he had for 10 years visa, for tourist visa. He been in the United States more than 5 times, and he already has the A number 2, and now still is over than 6 months still at the administrative processing. Do you have any suggestion for us to?
What country is he from?
He is like the place of birth Afghanistan, and he holding the Norwegian passport.
Right. So they can't or won't give him a visa because he's from Afghanistan. So I also don't know if they would let him into the United States. So I think you're just waiting for well, I don't know, the ban on spouses of U.S. citizens and asylees that might be here to stay. So I think you're just waiting. I don't think there's anything to do.
The thing is, when I email to embassy and they says your husband holding Norwegian passport, it's not gonna affect by pausing or travel ban, something like that.
But yet he's still not here.
Yeah, but it's over than 6 months. When I keep email the embassy, they says the only way you can do, you just need to wait.
I think that's right. And what I'm saying, so it seems to me like you think that because he has a Norwegian passport, they're not discriminating against him because he's from Afghanistan. But I think that they are. I think even though he has a Norwegian passport, they're still holding it against him that he's from Afghanistan, even if they say they're not. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand, but why I'm not sure why they say is like they already mentioned your husband is not like at the pause or it's not gonna affect your husband case, but still at the pause situation, something
Sure.
like.
So I don't mean to be dismissive, but the answer to your question is because they lie. They lie all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, the proof is in the pudding. If it were true that they weren't going to hold his Afghan nationality against him, then he would already be here by now, or he'd be getting his visa any day now, right? So my point is that even though they say that because he has a Norwegian passport, they're not going to hold it against him that he's from Afghanistan, the truth is that they are.
Mm-hmm. But he applied again after 2 months. He got the 221G. He applied for tourist visa, and they still like tell them to you need to wait because I do have some like medical issues, something like that. Is there like he has again for next month? He has interview for different embassy. Is there any way like we can just show the later on, or is there any way we can go with lawyer something like that too? He can at least get it again the B1 B2 visa to at least visit me.
I'm very sorry that you're having medical issues, but I don't think they're giving him a visa while Donald Trump is president. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I don't think bouncing to a different embassy is going to change anything.
The thing is like the Norway is not processing the immigrant visa, and Sweden is doing the immigrant visa, processing the immigrant visa. That's why we need to like to go to Norway to get it the immigrant and non-immigrant.
What I'm saying is you can try for lots of different visas. You can try lots of different embassies. The fact of the matter is I don't think they're going to give him a visa to come to the States.
Mm. But is there like even I'm asking about around like what they call um, do like what congresswoman something like that if they can
I don't think they can or would work.
like is there any like inspection for those people they do have medical issue.
I'm sorry to say I don't think they care.
Mhm. Okay. I know one of the they do have relationship. I founded one of the relationship with Donald Trump. Should I ask begging them to like give this situation because I'm in really hard situation? They can help him.
You can
The,
certainly try. You can certainly try, but don't get your.
say that,
You can try, but don't get your hopes up. It's not going to work.
okay, I really appreciate it, Mr. Jim.
I'm sorry, Em. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Sarah, you're on mute.
Hello.
Hi,
Can
how
you
are
hear
you?
me?
Yes.
Hi. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Sure.
I just have a quick question. So, this friend of mine, she is currently on H-1B visa, which she has through her employer, and she has her visa which expires in October. So they have already applied for H-1B extension. and she's from one of the 39 countries for which they have a pause on all applications in USCIS. So the lawyer told her that she can work up to 240 days after her current visa expires. But our question is like, what happens after that 240 days if the H-1B is still pending? Can she stay in the US?
She can stay, but she can't work.
I see. And then like if during that time, they're also doing PERM process for her. So if H-1B extension is still pending, can she file I-140 and 485?
It'll depend. I mean, I would assume that perm and all that stuff will take longer than the grace period that she has on the H-1B, so probably not.
So like after that 240 days, she cannot apply for I-140 and 485?
If that's all she has, and if that's her only opportunity to do it, I would still do it. It's just the problem is we're in uncharted territory. So we've never had a situation where the agency just says, we're not going to process these cases for these people inside the United States. It's never happened before. So I can't say 100% that it wouldn't work and that maybe the H-1B that she has on file to renew covers her for a while. We are in a time and place that's never happened before. So our job is just to do the next right thing. So I would probably still go ahead and do it. But they're not following the law right now, so I don't really know what to say. But I would probably keep doing everything I can to file for everything that I might be eligible for.
Okay. So like if it was during that 240 days, it would be okay, right?
It'd be better.
I see. And then after that 240 days, do you think like it's like possible that she might be they might put her in removing proceedings like ICE?
Anything's possible. And of course, they're trying to find as many people to deport as possible. So maybe, but I wouldn't spend too much time worrying about that.
I see. And one more question, like, are you going to have any more litigations coming that you can participate in?
I hope so. We're going to decide as soon as we get our ruling from the judge.
I see. Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, let's go to Carlos. Hello, Carlos.
Hey, Jim, can you hear me well?
I can indeed. How are you?
Pretty good, sir. Thank you so much for taking my call. This is my first time, so I'm going to try to make it quick and easy. My wife and I filed for the I-485 and the one I-30. I came to this country as an international student, and I graduated college. I feel like I've done everything properly. So right now, I'm part of the 39 countries that are banned, for immigration benefits.
Yes.
But my wife is part of the military, so I was wondering if I could do something with that. There is not a lot of information, when the U.S. citizen is actually serving in the military. So I don't know if you can give me some guidance, with that.
I would say it might be something to try to bring up, but I don't think they care.
Okay, cool. I noticed that there is a phone number on USCIS that you can call. It's like a military helpline. Have you ever used it? Have you ever had any of your customers, using it, or do you know how the process is?
You mean as it relates to military people?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, that was kind of my question, sir. Thank you so much.
Bye, Carlos. See you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
This is the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking, and apparently I am more patient with women than with men. Somebody said, I wish you would show the same patience with men. I'm such a crabby old dude, aren't I? So mean, so rude. I think Julian's right. Sometimes I'm more patient than others. Taylor, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Great. How are you?
Doing pretty well. I I had a quick question for you. My wife and I filed a writ of Mandamus pro se. My question is, can we serve the agency ourselves, or do we need like a marshal or someone?
With all due respect, filing an I-130, filing a mandamus lawsuit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Filing a mandamus lawsuit without a lawyer is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard of, and I would never give someone advice on how to do it when they filed it on their own.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I was reading an article the other day that apparently a lot of people are hiring ChatGPT to write their appellate briefs for them. They're not hiring lawyers, and they're going into these court of appeals, which are one step below the U.S. Supreme Court, and having AI write their briefs for them. It boggles my mind. All right, let's go to IJ. Hello.
Hello, Jim.
Yes.
Can you hear me? I can't hear you, though.
Oh, well, it's about that time. We'll come back. Whenever I see IJ, I get worried. Does anybody know what IJ is the abbreviation for in my world? Does anybody know what IJ is? IJ. Anybody know? Yeah, lots of lawyers have been caught using ChatGPT for sure. I've definitely dug into women and hung up on them. I must be a bit more patient today, at least for one woman who had the butt. She had lots of butts. Siri knows. IJ is immigration judge. That Mr. Deniso knows too. Yes. When the IJ calls, you get a little worried. Hopefully IJ can get their audio working. Link B, hello.
Hello, Jim.
Link B. Hi, can you hear me?
How are you doing? Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm good. Awesome. What's up?
I'm doing great. Yeah, so my question is just I filed for adjustment of status, the I-130 and the I-485. I filed October last year, but for some reasons it took over 5 months plus to get the biometrics. So I'm one of the people from the 39 countries that are on hold. So I wanted to ask, the memo that was published on the 30th of March, are there any hopes that cases from, like I'm from Nigeria, that cases from Nigeria might be affected based on that memo, especially for work permits?
I read that memo. Did you read that memo?
Yes, I read the memo, but it was quite vague because it said certain cases, it was not explicit.
I 100% agree. I couldn't make heads or tails of that memo. I don't think that memo says a goddamn thing. Do you?
Yeah, because it sounded very vague. Like, it's not like, oh, we are raising the pulse for this particular set of people. It just says on individual basis and group cases. So it's very vague.
I think it's vague on purpose. They're not lifting at anything. They're just doing that to try to keep these lawsuits at arm's length, to get judges to think that they're actually working on shit when they're really just not processing ADs or anything else for people from 39 countries.
Okay. Then my second question is, when I read through the presidential proclamation on the January 1st that affects the 39 countries, there is a part where they said you could actually apply for an exception based on national interest. So, for example, if you are a medical worker or you're a researcher or you're an engineer working on a key infrastructure project based on qualifications, and so do you think that is worth trying?
I would never tell someone not to try something, but definitely do not get your hopes up. The last time when they had the Muslim ban in the first Trump administration, I think I saw something that they issued like less than 10 exceptions to the ban. So I don't think it's going to work, but you can certainly ask.
Okay, what the particular reason why I'm asking you is I asked my attorney and she was like, it's only for people doing consular processing. But when I did my research, what I saw was not exactly so. Like, yeah, she was like, it's only for people doing consular processing.
I think that might be true as well. That's what it was last time. But of course, last time we didn't have the USCIS pause. It was just a State Department pause.
Okay, okay, no problem. I'll be doing my biometrics this week. I waited over 5 months and 2 weeks to get just to get my biometrics letter. Well, we'll keep hanging on and hoping for the best.
Good luck, brother.
Yeah.
I think we lost him. Huli, do we know if IJ's got their audio going? I don't know. Yes? All right. IJ, hello.
Hello, Jim.
Can you hear me, buddy?
Oh man, I can't hear you. I was hearing you in a while, but I can't hear you again.
I'll come back.
Oh,
Lone Star. That's one of my favorite movies is a movie called Lone Star. What's up?
How's it going, Mr. Jim Hacking? Thank you for your time.
Sure.
So I have an approved I-140, but I need to revise my IRS 1040 for 2025 because had a mistake and did 1099 with an accountant, unfortunately. So I contacted the company and trying to get them to zero the 1099 and basically should I wait for the 1040 to process before doing a revision at 1040X?
So I don't. What was the problem with the taxes? I don't understand.
So that with the taxes, I received that 1099, and I'm not American. I'm a Canadian citizen. So I'm trying to revise that to make sure I don't go through the mistake of claiming that I'm a citizen.
Yes, I would clean that up as fast as I can.
Okay. And basically, I'm working with a lawyer doing immigration processing through Canada, Montreal, Quebec, to be precise. And I'm asking her to do a FOIA for me because I've had some bad dealings with with the border, trying to get in on a TN visa, but got sent back to Canada.
Because?
Basically, I went the first time. They said bring a better letter. I went the second time. It was not a pleasant experience because I think the lawyer figured out that I got an approved I-140 on file, and they did not want to let me in.
Yeah, because those are two inconsistent things. You applied for an immigrant visa, and that's inconsistent with a TN visa.
Yeah, but what she said to me, she said the TN visa job description do not agree with your qualifications. That was the excuse. But I'm also concerned about I don't know. So now I'm waiting, me and my lawyer, to get to get through with the embassy in Canada, in Montreal, Quebec. But I have a couple concerns. Originally, I was born in Lebanon, so I don't know how that's going to play out. And secondly, should I be worried about being a bit overweight and try to lose weight before the interview?
That's a question nobody's ever asked me before. I don't think you need to worry about that too much.
Okay.
But what is the interview that you're worried about?
I'm just nothing much. Just previously, I've done things on my own, and now I will hire a lawyer every time, I think. But I've submitted, and I was successful in the past. But I'm just worried. I want everything to go smoothly and get the green card and be able to come to America again.
Right. So how can I help you with that?
Do you think I should be concerned at all with the interactions with the border agents? And do you think FOIA is a good idea to get
Yes.
ahead?
Yes, and yes.
Okay. Okay, great. So I'm taking all the right steps. It's just a matter of time and being presentable at the embassy when the time comes.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hacking.
You got
Great.
it. Yep. All right. Ed is up next. Hello, Ed.
Hello, Jim. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have a question. Some friends of mine, a married couple now, they got married in January. They're both residing in the Philippines. They graduated from the Bible college over there in the Philippines. He's from Oregon, from the U.S., and she's from Myanmar. And they're both serving now that they graduated at the Bible college as missionaries. Eventually, he wants to do the I-130 and bring her here to the U.S.
Okay.
Since she's from Myanmar and they are married now, they got married in January, what will be his chances of getting her in, knowing that Myanmar is one of the countries that's on the blacklist, I guess, for immigration coming to the U.S.?
So this brother's case is going to take 2 years no matter what. So
Yes.
they shouldn't waste much time worrying about the status of people from Myanmar at this particular moment. Maybe the ban will be lifted by then. Maybe Myanmar will come off the lists. And of course, if their plan is to live here in the United States, nothing happens until the I-130 is actually filed and approved. So the first thing I would say is go ahead and file the I-130. One of the things that has come to light in our lawsuit is that they are now processing I-130s for people from the 39 countries if there's going to be consular processing. So USCIS will still approve the I-130 and send it on to the National Visa Center. It's just the very last stage. But the Philippines is so slow anyway that they should have filed right after they got married. So no more.
Well,
no
they
more.
just got married in January, and they are going to serve as missionaries at the Bible College for now until the process does all go through.
You keep saying they just got married in January, brother. January was 3 months ago. That's 3 months they wasted.
Well, I'll be going back to the Philippines tomorrow, as a matter of fact, my wife and I, so we'll catch up with them then. But I know he's in no hurry to get her here because they want to do work in the Philippines as missionaries first.
Well,
but I'm just wondering, since
it's 2.5 years now anyway. I mean, if they filed now, they'd be getting the visa interview right around the time Trump should hopefully be leaving office, or a little bit after. So just when you see him, tell him to get started.
Okay, I will. But you mean Trump's not going to be reelected again?
That's what my friend Robert says all the time. I don't know. Okay. I don't know if he's going to live that long, but we'll see.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much for answering that question.
All right, buddy. See ya.
I'll tell him to do. Thank you very much.
Bye. All right. Huli's pointing down, I assume, to IJ, Huli. Yep. All right. IJ, hello.
Hi, Jim. Can you hear me? I can hear you now.
Sweet. I can hear you too. Go right ahead.
Yeah. Thanks for answering my call. So I filed my adjustment of status in December of 2025.
Okay.
And I received my receipt on December 24th, 2025.
Okay.
And I did my biometrics, I think on the 14th of January, 2026.
And this is adjustment of status based on what?
Marriage.
Okay. Yeah. And you have an approved I-130, or is that pending?
It's still saying processing because I think maybe because I am from Nigeria. So probably.
You file the I-130 and the 45 together?
Yes.
Okay. And then on the day that you got married, what was your immigration status?
I was on F1. I was actually on my OPT. and I stopped working February 9, 2026, because that was the day my OPT expired. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, and then has your CVIS record been terminated?
No.
So did you go back to school, or what did you do?
No, not good. I didn't go back to school because I contacted my DSO. She said there's a 60 days grace period if I want to go back to school. But I do have a current admission to go back to do a second master's for the fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good. So the reason I'm asking is because my hope is that you try to maintain your F1 if you can, just because things are so crazy right now.
Yeah. So I do have an admission.
Good. Okay, so what's your question for me, IJ?
My question is that I was was paying attention to some of your live sessions, and then it came to my attention that I probably may have made a slight mistake on my I-48 or 485. There's a section where it asks, have you worked without work authorization? So during my OPT, I was working for one of the state government. And at the same time, I was doing a gig work, an independent contract work. So I realized from your live session that is not a work part of my OPT.
That makes me very happy that you're listening to the show is going to put you in a better position to get your case approved, because you're going to amend your answers to list your gig work.
Yes. So this is the reason why I called, to know if I should state that during my interview, if I'm called for interview, or do I need to write any letter why I'm going and it should be notarized?
No, it doesn't need to be notarized. Here's what I want you to do. So if you look on our channel, there's a video. Julio will probably put the link in it now. I have a video called Errata Sheet. See if she just put it there. Made a mistake. This video can help fix it. So basically what you're going to do, you're going to write out a couple questions and a couple answers. You're going to write out the one about working without authorization and about violating the terms of your visa. So you need to change those answers from, like, write out the question, and then write yes, and then write out how you violated it so that you can put that in there. And also, I would say that if you're still doing gig work, be careful, because what we've been hearing, ICE is pulling over Uber drivers and stuff to see if they.
No, I stopped working the very day my OPT ended. So I'm just home. It's a whole lot of mental issues right now.
Of course.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah, so check out that video, and then it'll tell you just what to do, and you'll just bring that to your interview and hand it to him at the start of your interview.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it a lot.
Good luck, buddy.
All right. Thanks.
All right. We finally got him on. Let's go to Benjamin. Hello.
Hello, Jim. Can you hear me?
I can indeed.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you for asking. So my question is, I got into the country in December 2023. I filed my I-485 and my work authorization. I got my case approved. I got the green card, and I joined the military in April 2025.
Yeah.
So I also applied. I did the N400 in July last year, and I got invited for an interview in December. I went for the interview. I was told I was conditionally approved and all of that. So my profile on USCIS says I'm in line for the swearing in the oath ceremony. But in February, I got a notice from USCIS that I should file for the removal of conditions, the I-751.
Yeah.
So my question is, do I still need to file the I-751?
So my understanding is yes, but when I gave that advice to somebody last week or 2 weeks ago, everybody yelled at me and said, no, because you're in the military, you don't have to. I believe that you do. I assume you had a conditional green card, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So my understanding is that before they'll naturalize you, you still have to get the conditions removed. Everyone tells me that I'm wrong, but I think that I'm right, because I've certainly had cases where they've had to get it.
Okay. So as of right now, is it still late for me to file for the removal of conditions? Because I got notice in February.
The start date on your green card was December of 2023.
No, it was February 2025.
February 2025. Yeah, so you're
Yes.
still in time. Yeah, yours just all just accelerated because of the N400. You're fine. Yeah, you can still.
Okay.
It's not late.
Okay. And also, like, do you have any idea, like, the whole delay? Because for the oath ceremony, is there does it have anything to do with the whole pause on the USCIS side?
What country are you from?
Nigeria.
Yeah, so I believe they can't naturalize you. They might still do it, but I believe that they can't or won't.
Okay. Thank you.
That's how we repay people in the military here in the United States, Benjamin.
It's crazy. My contract with the military is like 6 years. I just did 1 year. So, like, do I keep, like, trying to renew my green card? Is that what's going to keep happening?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that they also say that they can't do right now for people from Nigeria.
Okay, that makes
All
sense.
right.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Jim.
Thank
I
you,
really
Ben.
appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy. Yep. Good luck. Stay safe. Dilshad is here. Hello, Dilshad. Dilshad's out of here. All right. Let's go to JD. Hello, JD.
Hi, Jim. Can you hear me okay?
I can. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Thanks for asking.
So my green card was issued in February this year.
Okay.
And I plan to change roles in August also this year while staying with the same employer. Could this kind of role change cause any issues when I apply for naturalization after 5 years?
Nope.
No. Do you think it would create any issues with CBP if I travel outside the country after August of this year and ask about my employment when I return?
So I have a different answer for that because I'm telling everybody who's not a citizen not to travel. So that I wouldn't do.
Okay, but if I travel before August, though, before the role change, would that be a safer option?
My answer for everyone is do not travel unless you're a U.S. citizen.
Oh, okay. All right. I just want to ask for your perspective. Why do you think changing roles while staying with the same employer would not create any issues with naturalization?
Because you have the right after you get your green card to change your roles, and I've never had USCIS go back and say you didn't stay in that old role long enough.
Oh, okay. Because some lawyers would say, hey, you have to stay for like 6 months or a year.
You should ask them what that's based on. They pull that out of their ass.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, that's all, Jim. Thank you so much for your help.
Hi, JD. See ya. All right, let's go to question. Hello.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. So, we've talked before. My husband came.
You're breaking up a little bit. Question.
Oh, do you hear me?
I can. You said your husband, and then it dropped. All right, we'll come back. Nicole, hello.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm good. So I have a question. So I'm actually the petitioner. I filed for my husband's I-130.
Okay.
And then we also did the I-485 and all that.
Sure.
We had our interview in November of last year. And then on Friday, we just got an RFIE, request for initial evidence. And it was basically they were asking for more proof of my citizenship. For just kind of like a backstory. I became a citizen through my parents. They were naturalized when I was a teenager. So I have a US passport, but I never got a certificate of of citizenship.
Have you I don't mean to interrupt you, but have you listened to today's whole show?
I just got it like half an hour ago.
Because a brother called at the very beginning and he basically said his daughter was Nicole. I mean, he didn't say Nicole. His daughter was you, and he wanted to know if it's actually, he was the first caller of the day. Was it worth the squeeze to get the N600? So my answer is yes, but your parents didn't do that. So right now, the only proof you have is your passport, and now you're up against a deadline for a request for evidence, right?
Yes, and they did give me like a list of primary and secondary evidences.
Yeah.
Clearly, I don't have proof for the primary evidences, and then the secondary evidences, it didn't specifically list. I was planning on sending in my parents' copies of their certifications, and then
Yeah.
provide, I guess, like my birth certificate, which I mean, we already provided that. We already went through the interview. We brought copies of it again. And then my passport as well. Like they should have copies of it.
So this came up at the interview?
What was that?
This topic came up at the interview?
It did not, no.
Oh, okay. And so did your parents naturalize on the same day or different days?
Same day.
And when they naturalized, were you all living together?
Yes,
And you had a green card at that time?
I did, yes.
So you might want to have somebody help you write a letter, walking them through. Like you have to, I would say it's not just a matter of sending them your parents' NAT certificates.
Mm-hmm.
You have to walk them through like the elements of derivative citizenship and prove how you meet each of those requirements. One would be that you had a green card. Another was that you were in their custody. 3 was that you were under 18 at the time that they naturalized, and that you had entered on a green card.
Okay. That's what I was planning to do, just like provide all documents and then explain
I would
every
say
single one.
at the very least, you need to sort of walk them through why you're
Yes.
like it's your burden.
Yes. So basically just provide like an extensive description for each document that I provide.
With a good timeline. Yep. Mhm.
With a timeline. Okay.
I mean, this is an example of them being purposely ignorant. Of course, they have all their own records, and if they just got off their ass and looked to see, mom and dad natsed on this day, you then became a citizen as a matter of law that day. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask, because like there's their proof of citizenship for my parents, it wasn't specifically listed under the secondary evidences list
Yeah.
that they gave me.
Right.
So I just wanted to make sure that that's fine, because
What was
that's the best proof I could have.
What was listed as the primary evidence that you don't have?
Birth certificate that you were born in the US, which I was not. My own certificate of citizenship.
Got it.
Which I do not have, and then something certificate that I was born abroad.
Yeah, but the
Do
child.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So in other words, that you were a natural born citizen as opposed to a derivative. So that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to walk them through exactly what you're claiming and why you're a citizen.
Okay. Perfect. So even if it's not specifically listed on their sheet, I could still provide it.
Yeah, and I think just so you're ready, Nicole, I think there's a chance that it gets denied.
And because of my citizenship?
Mm-hmm.
Could you elaborate on that?
They might not accept what you're arguing. They might be really, really ignorant and say, oh, well, even though you sent us copies of certificates of citizenship that we gave you, we're not sure that you're a U.S. citizen, and so we're not sure that you can sponsor your husband for a green card.
Do you have any advice on like to lawyer up, or what I need to do?
I would lawyer up. Yep, I would lawyer up and have them. I would cite statute and make them know that you know what you're talking about, and that you're citing the right law to them, and that you're going to appeal and sue them and mess with them if they screw around with your husband. Because I'm not in any way trying to scare you, or scare your husband, but these days a denial of an I-485 results in a notice to appear in immigration court.
Yeah.
Okay.
So lawyer up, and then.
Yeah, we can help you with it if you want.
Yeah, if I could get like more information, that would be great.
I'll have Huli reach out.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Have a good day. Bye, Nicole.
Thank you. You too.
Yep. All right. Let's go to GM. Hello, GM. GM, are you there? Bum, 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 bum. I need that as an announcement. Encino guy, hello.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. This is my first time.
Welcome.
I found your videos the other day, and
Welcome.
then I contacted the phone number, and I was told you have a live show, and I could be on. So here I am.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. So I have an adjustment of status, a 485 interview scheduled at the end of the month, and I'm very nervous. I've already consulted with my attorney, but I needed your opinion as well.
Okay.
My wife is the sponsor. She is a green card holder. She's not a U.S. citizen.
Uh-huh.
And my attorney filed back in January of 2023. The I-130 was approved in November of 2023, but then the priority date started to retrogress for the 485, so it was pending, and it became current recently in October.
Can I stop for just 1 second?
Yeah.
On the day that you filed the 485, what was your immigration status?
Oh, I forgot to mention. So I've been working on a TN for like 30 years, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
And like I mentioned, my wife is a green card holder. She's not a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, that's okay.
My attorney filled out the 485 on my behalf, and I signed blindly. And then in August, this recent August, I reviewed my 485 application, and I came across these two questions, and I did some research. And he put no. Basically, have you ever, worked in the U.S. without authorization? Have you ever violated the terms or conditions of your non-immigrant status? So I wasn't aware that doing rideshare at the time is considered unauthorized work. I was compliant with my TN visa. So when I confronted my attorney about this, I told him, hey, you never went over these questions with me. I blindly signed, and he said, what should we do? I asked him, what should we do? And he said, don't do anything. You may be even waived. The interview may be waived because you've been doing TN for 30 years. You've been married since 2011. So the interview may very well be waived. Well, sure enough, I got an interview notice, like I said, later this month. And my question to you is, when asked about these two questions, should I say the same thing that I just told you, that at the time I thought I was compliant with my primary position in TN position?
You have to.
I didn't know that rideshare was unauthorized.
You have to tell the truth. Yeah, you have to tell the truth. You can't just ignore it. And of course, your lawyer's advice that you might not get an interview, that didn't come true.
Because I know there's a statute that states that if the wife is a green card holder, then there will be there's a statute for unauthorized work which will get me denied, versus if she was a U.S. citizen and unauthorized work will be forgiven.
Right.
So
it's a little bit different than that, but yes, what you're saying is correct. How did your spouse get her green card?
Well, she's from Peru, so she got it through her parents, I believe, and she's had it for 10 plus years. And I know your next question, why didn't she become a U.S. citizen? And the reason for that is because she had back tax issues. She had her own business before we got married, and then we did file jointly, but all my tax refunds went towards her balance because California is a community property state. So, that's a different story. But yeah, getting back to my issue, my attorney advised, do not volunteer information, do not lie. But at the same token, he told me not to say, given that I wasn't aware at the time that it's unauthorized work, he said to stick to the no answer and basically say, at the time I was compliant. I felt that I was in compliance working as TN, and I wasn't aware that rideshare was unauthorized, basically. So, this is basically being honest. I did not know at the time.
Right. So
Because he said the minute you say yes, it's basically admission, and then you get denied.
right. And I think that's what but that's what has to happen. Just because they're going to deny you doesn't mean you get to lie.
But is it really a lie if at the time I wasn't aware of an unauthorized?
That's not the question. The question is,
it's disclosed in my tax return.
We're beyond the don't offer things that they might not ask about, right? They have asked you under oath on the 45, have you ever violated the terms of your visa? And you said no. And they've asked you, have you ever worked without authorization? And you said no. So you've made affirmative representations. So is your wife on a payment plan on her taxes?
So with the IRS, the statute of limitations runs out after 10 years, so they're no longer chasing her for that. With California, she is on a payment plan, yes.
Well, okay. I've never had someone ask me, Jim, can I still become a citizen if the statute of limitations has run on taxes that I owe? That's not what they ask. What they ask is, do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes? So even if the statute of limitations has run, I would imagine she still owes those taxes for purposes of naturalization. So I think the only way you get your green card is for her to become a citizen. But if she hasn't gotten current on her taxes and hasn't paid off the taxes that she owed, I don't think she's naturalizing you. So I think you're in a really big trick bag.
Yeah. So getting back to those two questions.
Right. As things stand right now, you've made misrepresentations to USCIS on your 485. You've told them that you did not work, and you've told them that you did not violate the terms of your TN visa, which you did. So you have an affirmative.
I contacted the attorney about that, and I asked him, should we correct it? Should we make an amendment? And he said, don't do anything.
Well, but
at this point,
that's unethical.
But I mean, like I said, at the time I was unaware that what I did was.
You can tell them that, but you can't. That doesn't give you the right to lie now, is what I'm saying.
Am I really lying though? Because
you're asking my opinion. My opinion is yes, you're lying. You have sworn under oath. You have sworn under oath, like everybody that applies for a 485. You have sworn under oath by signing the 485 that you've never worked without authorization and that you've never violated the terms of your TN.
But at the time when it was filled out, I did not know that right share supplemental income.
So you're free to argue that, but that is not, as we stand here now, you know that you have a 45 on file with misleading information on it.
Okay, so how do we correct that during the interview? I mean, is that automatically denials that based on the statute?
I think it is. And so if your TN is in good shape, I might withdraw the 485 and get my wife to naturalize as quick as possible. That's the fundamental problem, is your wife.
Yeah.
The fundamental problem is that your wife didn't pay her taxes for a really long time and can't become a citizen and thereby help you. That's the fundamental problem. So if that means you guys got to take out a loan and pay off some of the IRS and then make a payment plan for the rest, she can naturalize then.
Okay. You know, I spoke to the other attorney about that, and he said that if the statute of limitations ran out, she's no longer liable for those IRS taxes as long as she has a payment plan with California.
So I don't trust this lawyer anymore based on the other advice he gave you. And so I would say that's not a question for the immigration lawyer. That's a question for the tax lawyer. That may be true. That may be right. But I don't know.
Quick question. Why do they forgive, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, why is unauthorized work forgiven? But when you're married to a green card holder, it's not.
U.S. citizen spouses, children, and parents are considered immediate relatives, and so therefore there's special protections that are available. It's not, you're saying it sort of backwards. It's that there's a benefit to being married to a U.S. citizen, not that they wrote it in a way to take it away from green card holders. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, good luck.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. All right. That was number 18. I think we're going to hit number 19. Amelia, hello.
Hi, Jim. Thanks for taking my call. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So Jim, today my question is a bit simple. I apologize beforehand. My interview is coming up. I'm
Good.
a one student. My U.S. citizen husband applied for my I-130. So yeah, I'm just preparing everything to go up to the interview, and there are some issues that I want to address. About the documents that I'll be showing up with during the interview. So the first thing is I used to be an exchange student in the US. So currently I'm an F1 student, but I was on a J1 visa about 10 years ago on a US State Department sponsored exchange program. And yeah, so I have a copy of a DS 2019 from that I also submitted along with a million I-20s. So that DS 2019, parts of it are ineligible. Like it's not that readable.
How about the bottom left corner? That's what we care about.
So bottom left corner. So yeah, it's kind of slanted. I do believe they're the ones who gave me the slanted copy sheet, the U.S. Embassy in my home country. But what do you mean? Like which because I didn't even sign that document at the time because often they don't really look at it. But
the $1 million question is: are you subject to Rule 212E or not?
The 2-year residency.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I fulfilled it. Like I was in that's where I'm from. I was in Bangladesh for 2 years and 3 months.
Okay,
yeah,
so we're good. Okay.
Yeah, so that, but I'm worried that the document being kind of like not, having like printing mistakes or stuff like that might be an issue. I tried to get a new DS 2019 from that time from my college in Montana, but they were not. That was not really useful. So, do you think that will be an issue during my interview?
No, but you're going to have to prove up the time in Bangladesh for the 2 years.
Yeah. So in terms of proving that, I on my passports, there's no, I guess, entry and exit to any other country during the 2-year and 3 months period. But beyond that, I don't have any other documents. So what do I do? Like print out the pages of the passport or something like that?
You got to prove that you were in Bangladesh for those 2+ years.
So do I need statements from I was finishing college because it was an undergrad exchange program. So I had to go back and finish my degree, which took a year and a half.
All your transcripts from that, your living arrangements, your doctor bills, your bank accounts, anything that showed you were living in Bangladesh, you need to prove that shit up. That's the most important part of your case right now.
Really? Yeah, because I thought just looking at the passport and not having any entry exit stamps would be enough for them. No, okay. All right. I didn't know that at all. Okay, so I will.
So I would spend some time looking around on Google for how do I prove that I fulfilled my 2-year residency requirement under Rule 212E. I should probably do a video, but yeah.
Yeah. I believe I Googled it and then I tried to like have it answer that my passport should be enough. But yeah.
That's a bad way to think about it.
Yeah. All right, I'll do that. And the next thing is I got a ticket back in November 2023 for speeding. I was going at 48 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone. So the ticket got dismissed by doing defensive driving here in Texas. Speeding is a misdemeanor. And yeah, the ticket was dismissed. But yeah, it's important to show up with the documents for that ticket. I did enter that in the I-485. So okay. All right. So I'll make sure I have that. All right. So the other thing is my birth certificate. What I submitted, I didn't have with my I-485 and everything. I didn't have an original copy of that birth certificate. So I had my mom back in my home country get a original, like certified magistrate's sign, like a seal and everything, birth certificate from Bangladesh. And will this be an issue? That's the original copy I plan to take, and I'm going to upload that into the system as well.
That sounds great.
Okay, great. So the next thing is my I-864. So when we last applied, we applied with everything from, we applied last year. So we applied with everything from 2022, 23, 24. So now that the interview is here, we have W-2s and tax returns for 2025. I don't need to refill an I-864, correct?
They're most likely past that. So they wouldn't send your case to interview if they weren't satisfied with the I-64.
Okay, all right. So
you might want to bring proof that your spouse is still gainfully employed and some payroll records, but other than that, you should be fine.
All right. So I will, we'll take our W-2s and tax returns, everything from the last 4 years, I guess. So during the interview, do we take an entire set of copy of everything we filed? Because they are, Oh, all right. Because they're known to lose things sometimes. So, okay. So, that's all my questions. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Hey, good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Ahmed, hello.
Hello.
What's up? Ahmed, can you hear me? Hello, Ahmed. Hello. He's out of here. Let's go to question. Hello, question.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. We talked before, but my husband's from Venezuela. He came in through CBP1, did a pending asylum. He had a work permit from the CBP1 that he came through. And my question is, we've got an I-130 and I-45 and a work permit pending. My question is, we're just really fed up with the way that, the immigration system is here, especially for Venezuelans.
Yep.
So my question is, within the next couple year-ish or two, we plan on just going back to Venezuela because, we're both fed up. And my question is, this is about me mainly. I was born in the States, but I have dual citizenship from here and also in the country Latvia in Europe because that's where my grandparents are from, and they applied for me to be a dual citizen when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So my question is, I know that that it says that we have to wait for 5 years for me to get my Venezuelan citizenship. My question is, am I able to do that even though I already have a dual citizenship in Latvia?
I have no idea, but probably.
And another question is, since we're planning on just going back to Venezuela here within the next year or two, we're not going to pull the I-130 and everything from that we filed or his asylum. He goes to court in August. We're not going to pull that, obviously.
Okay.
But my question is, once we do go back to Venezuela, do we pull it then?
Well, the green card would be abandoned if he left.
Even though it's still pending?
Uh-huh. If you leave with a pending I-45, the 45 is denied as due to abandonment. So the I-130 would survive, but the I-130, the 45 would be over. The problem is then he's probably not going to get any immigration benefit in the United States for the rest of his life because he swore that it wasn't safe for him to go back to Venezuela.
Yeah, that's what I figured. We're just so fed up with the the way Trump's doing everything, and we're just fed up.
But the judge in Massachusetts ruled that CBP1 is a valid entry last week. So I know.
Yeah, I just saw that. He got his work permit approved through asylum, not his one that we filed with our whole packet, but he just got approved for his work permit from his asylum.
How long ago?
Like a month ago, not even.
That's good. That's probably because of those lawsuits.
Yeah, probably. He got approved quick too. We applied last month, and within a week, he got an approval. Great. So I was like, "This doesn't make any sense. We did everything right."
Thanks for the question. Yep. Good luck.
Thanks. Bye.
I'll see ya. All right, everybody. We did it. That was 20 callers. 20 callers. Now, you guys like those big numbers, but I like taking the longer calls myself. It's all good though. Whatever happens, happens. Inshallah, God willing, we're going to do a show all 5 days this week. So tomorrow we'll be back at 2:30 Central, 2:30 tomorrow for episode 1029. So hopefully we'll be able to do all 5 days this week, even though Noor has soccer tomorrow and Wednesday. Noor and her teammates beat the number 6 team in the state the other day, 1-0, and she was in goal. So she had very proud of the old Noornator who picked up soccer as a fun other sport. I hope you guys all have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow at 2:30. Bye, guys. Thanks, Huli. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.